So I want to talk about a collective energy that is sweeping like a storm through humanity right now. And it's affecting everybody. It's affecting you, it's affecting me. The more you're attuned to, the more you're empathically attuned to what's going on, the more you're going to feel it. And it has to do with something that is described at Gene Key 64. So Gene Keys is very interesting to me. There are 64 different energies, and each of them has his shadow, his gift, and his city. And it's a deep study. Like if you read it, you're taken into your inner circle, your inner sphere. It's such, for me, it has been a phenomenal, beautiful, just beyond beautiful way to get me back inside of myself, to discover my gifts, to discover my purpose, to discover what I'm made of, and really unravel into the self. And why is it so bright? Oh, it's the sun. So it's a very beautiful thing for me right now, and I'm not sure that this is the ultimate thing. There might be hooks in it. There might be some, a lot of texts, literature is hijacked in some way. So I'm not sure this is like the ultimate thing. However, I know that my experience with it has taken me deeper and deeper inside of myself, and it speaks my soul language at a level that I cannot explain. Like when you start reading it, and I just got the book. I've been traveling through the Gene Keys for a while, and I just got the book 2 days ago. It's hilarious. I just didn't want to read it. I just wanted to have my own experience. I didn't want to read the literature. And now Spirit said, okay, get the book and read it. And I just, Gene Keys is just phenomenal. And I'm taking a client right now through the Genius sequence, which takes her to her purpose. It's been beyond beautiful. And the way that you study this is not through the head, not through the mind. There's in your profile, you have these 3 keys, and you have to tune into the fields. You have to get to know the shadow by stepping into the shadow, the frequency of the shadow, dissolving the hang-ups. And then you put your, whatever's holding it, the bondage of the self, the little self, right? Dissolving, and stepping into your gift, which still has your shadows, but through the gift frequency. Remember, there's 3 words, 3 frequencies. Through the gift frequency, you're in your power. And from that power, you dissolve the shadow a lot more effectively and a lot faster. I think what was missing for me, that Gene Keys put so beautifully, it's not just about surrendering, releasing the old. It's also finding yourself, your big ass self, and getting closer and closer to your core essence, the essence of what you are. And there's a beautiful thing about needing to take action that I just talked about a couple days ago on Facebook. The action, and I continue to take courageous opening action that moves us through one space to the next. And it's absolutely essential. For me, it's I'm on a pathway of action. I was in a pathway of contemplation only, but it's through action. It's through relationships. It's through saying the things that need to be said, stepping into my power. For me, it's been, example, I've been in a dating world, which re-entered the dating world, which is somewhat difficult to talk about yet. Forgive me if if I sound a little off about it. But it's been a beautiful experience. I've made some connections. And for me, it's pure monogamous in each instance. I'm connecting to one person only at a time. To allow the space, to allow myself to fully enter the space. And the connections have ended mostly abruptly, and it felt like it was by divine design. And it was like a click, and the connection dissolves when the cycle is completed. But the cycle wouldn't have completed if I didn't open my heart. So a lot of the times, we do spiritual work, we open our hearts and align with the truth of what we want to say, what we need, what are we standing for, saying I don't know when we don't know, not trying to know, saying, you know, I have no idea, I have no idea what I want, and then, you know what, I do know what I want, and saying that, even when I'm terrified of asking for what I want, saying, you know what, I'm not going to open myself sexually until there's a committed relationship, because I need that container to go deeper. I need that container to open the immensity of the woundings that are inside of us women, right? So it's like it's figuring out, knowing when I know, and being in fully transparent, fully honesty, fully integrity, speaking openly, inviting the person in, and then all of a sudden there's like click. Oh, we have done this work together. It can be a very short cycle. Some cycle can be a day. Some cycle can be 2 days. Some cycle can be 7 years. Whatever it is, it's like we're just like a spiraling upwards. And I find that if I run away, oh, there's red flags, right? We believe the red flags, and then we say, okay, well this. You know, this person isn't right for me because my head says so. You know, where's this coming from? Is this coming from an inner knowingness, an inner realization that our paths are supposed to be separate, or is this my head throwing in red flags? And I have to be honest with myself because my avoidance comes out, right? And I have to be willing to see through it. I need to be willing to apologize. I have to be willing to ask for another chance when I've discovered a major blind spot. It's also happened to me. And not knowing where that's going to lead. So we have a lot of blind spots. We have a lot of woundedness with men that we have to heal collectively. And when we open our feminine, it's like, oh my goodness, it's like a flood. It's an intense flood that comes through when we start opening our heart, because we are so vulnerable, and we have been killed and prosecuted so many times in the past, right? So opening that up, and all these things come up. Like I found out last night that I have a frequency that believes that every man is out to hurt me, that every man is somehow here to trick me into getting his way. Whether it's, you know, he's here to like use me in some way, or he's just here to get me to love him so he feels better about himself, or whatever it is. And it's like, oh my gosh, I did not see this. I've carried this in every relationship ever since 5 years ago. I have a fear that everybody is psychically manipulating me to get what they want and to get me to, you know, whatever it is. So I'm like looking at that. My fear of being psychically manipulated is immense. And those layers start coming out and we start healing them, but being honest and open with people and not saying, you know what, like we don't know each other well enough so I can't be honest. Like feeling into what's appropriate, but also like open heart and commitment to every moment in the moment. Commitment to living life fully. Commitment to moving forward. And that also has to do with my particular path, because it's like it's a fast freaking transformation. It's a fast freaking transition. This lifetime is for me is like, yeah, we're not messing around. There's an evolution. There's you know, some people have like an easy breezy life. That's not my case. And I think if you're watching this and if there's some part of you that is on the same path, right? So I'm not gonna hold back with you guys. You know, everybody has a different path, but my path, I'm such like, yep, this is all gonna get clean for the future generation, for Lexi, my daughter. It's all gonna get clean. I have purity of the heart, purity of the intent. Honor is in my heart. It's like the spiritual warrior archetype that I have deeply in me, and like standing for the light in humanity. So my path is kind of crazy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit pause. And I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm gonna put this video on Facebook. I'm gonna record the rest yeah, because it'd be too long, and I wanted to share something with my Facebook community too. So if you're watching this on Facebook, know that there's more on my blog that I'm gonna put up, evap.substack.com. Anyway,